Hey, I made a tutorial about cancel advantage explaining what that frame data is. And a question that someone asked me is cancel advantage applicable on block or on hit? And the answer is both. And I will show you both. First, we'll start on hit. Now, not Liu Kang. The tick start is on auto. And what that means is that if you're comboing or you're doing something too slow, he's going to block as soon as he's able to block, right? So if I do this, okay, he's not blocking. If I do this, now he's blocking. Alright, let me explain cancel advantage on hit for this one. Let's look at the data here. Okay, I do this. Cancel advantage of the kick that he just did, the 1, 2, 3, is 31. Look at the bottom, 31. And what's the startup on the Batsy Pew Pew? 33. Huh. 33 startup on this projectile and a 31 cancel advantage on hit of this. Okay, so what's gonna happen if I do this? It doesn't gel, it doesn't combo. Why? Because the startup frames of the Batsy Pew Pew is slower than the cancel advantage. Your cancel advantage has to be higher than your startup frame to jail. Like if I do something else, like let's say, what is the cancel advantage? 36. Okay, my theory is that after I do 4, 2, 1, on hit, I'll do Batsy Pew and it will still jail. Wow, it worked. Isn't that incredible? So that's how it works for cancel advantage on hit. Now let's look on block. On block, what is the cancel advantage? 14, it is less. It makes sense, right? Because on hit, for someone to be able to block, to not gel, it really has to be a slow attack, which is why the cancel advantage is real high. But on block, they make it lower so that more attacks are interruptible. Obviously makes sense. And speaking of interruptible attack, one of the best example is this move here, right? Everyone knows that there's a massive gap and you can poke out of that. Now why? Because, well, look at the frame. What is the frame of this? 26 frames to do the finisher. Okay, but that's not really important. It's not just startup that matters when you're hitting someone on block to figure out if you're going to be interruptible or not. What matters is startup minus cancel advantage. So if we look here, what's the cancel advantage? It's 14. So you have 14 extra frames between this and this. 14 plus frames. So you do what? You do 26 minus 14. What is that? What is 26 minus 14? 12. So what happens is because of the plus frames that you get from cancel advantage, the startup of this kick, this one, the 26 startup, is not actually 26. What it actually is in reality is 12 frames. Think about it. This means that in theory, what is Joker's move here? 23 frames, right? If cancel advantage did not apply and Liu Kang as a 26 frame finisher from the string I showed you, it means that this would interrupt in the middle of the string. It can't happen. That's impossible. And I'll test it to show you. And then he blocks. Alright. So what I'll try to do is... You see what happened? That's not possible. Why? I have a 23 frame, he has a 26 frame. Well, that's because of hit advantage. So that is what it is. There's math involved. But in all honesty, guys, you don't need to learn cancel advantage. You don't need to. This is just if you want to know the why. Why is Liu Kang's kick interruptible like that? Or not interruptible, or what can interrupt it, what cannot interrupt it? Why, when you see 26 and something that is just under 26 is not able to interrupt it? Well, that's why. It's because of the plus frames of cancel advantage. So this is just some theory for you. What you want to know, how you want to play, just know what is interruptible and what is not interruptible, generally speaking. Like, you know that Liu Kang's finisher here, final hit, is interruptible by something that's quick enough. That's all you need to know. And something reliable too, just poke. Do something that's your fastest, like poke or a standing one, to interrupt Liu Kang's here. Something like that. That's all you need to know. And what you need to know for cancel advantage on hit, bring your character into practice. Don't even look at the frames and practice with it. See what gels, what doesn't. Alright, this gels. What does gel? Does this gel? Yes, it gels. I don't even look. I don't even have to look. This gels. Why would I look at frames? Doesn't matter. Try here. Well, it doesn't gel, so I know not to go for that string. That's my advice, but if you are curious, I have explained to you what cancel advantage is. Leave your comments in the description below, but tell me if you don't understand something, you have questions, I will answer them. Alright, peace.